Uh,
Okay, recording's up.
I'm so
That's
sorry
okay.
because it's on my phone, so the my image isn't that
It's okay, Kak.
proper
It's
enough
okay. All right.
because I'm on camera phone.
It's
Hey,
okay. So, all right. Good afternoon, everybody.
it's called.
Welcome to the show. My name is Nicholas, and I will be your moderator today. Like stay target session that we will be actually
All
having
right.
today. So, before we actually begin, we will be having a little bit of self introduction, and today we are actually joined by MMU's very own counseling unit and our own Enlight team as well. So, why don't we just go around and have a little bit of introduction of who are we at the moment? All right. So maybe the counselors from our the counseling unit can start first.
Okay. I'll take start. Hi everyone. My name's Nora Mizah Alasri. I already started my journey with MMU since 2009. So it's been a while with MMU. So I start as counselor, assistant manager. So I am now the head of the unit for counseling unit at Student Affairs Division.
Uh, Thank you, Kamiza.
So
Kak,
next
you?
is my colleague.
Mhm.
Okay, hi, my name is Mahidayu. So normally the students will call me Kak Ayu. So I have been in MMU for 5 years since 2015, and I'm also together with Kak Miza in Malacca campus lah.
Yeah, okay, okay. How about we move on to the enlightens? Gabriel, would you like to start?
Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel. So currently I'm taking banking and finance. So yep, we are learning virtual learning. So in terms of our student perspective, we are kind of having some difficulties as well as we need some motivation as well as idea. So that's why I'm here to listen to some of the from the pros as well as the counselors to give some suggestion as well as motivations.
All right, all right. Thank you, Gabriel. Mr. Vincent, can you give us a little bit of introduction for you?
Hi. Okay, my name is Vincent. I'm actually
Hi.
one of the enlightens. So I'm actually mentoring this group. So I hope that with today's Stay I session, the one that viewing in my live Insta is mostly all MMU students. So I think they will be very glad to hear the tips and advice from both of you experts. All right, so we hope that will be a very fruitful and knowledgeable session. Thank you so much for you guys to actually come and participate in today's session. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Right.
Vincent.
Thank you, Mr. Vincent. Okay, so lastly, it's me. Hi, guys. So my name is Nicholas. I'm currently a first year student studying human resource management in MMU Malacca. All right. So for today's topic, we'll be actually talking about managing studies during MCO period. All right. So I'm sure most of you guys already know that MMU is actually going to be conducting virtual learning for the next 2 semesters. So trimester 1 and trimester 2. And so some of us may not actually know how to adapt to this type of new situation. So that's why we're having this video session here to actually help you guys. Okay. So this not only will be done on Google Meet, but we also viewed through Mr. Vincent's Instagram live, if I'm not mistaken, over there. So if you have any questions, you can actually write it down and then you can send it through Mr. Vincent. Or if you're in the Google Meet group over here, you can actually send it through the group over here as well. So how the session is going to be conducted, we're just going to be having a talk session. At the end of the session, around the 45-minute mark, so, we can actually bring a Q&A section for the light team and also the counseling unit as well. All right. So, how about we begin with the first question? Okay. So, this question is for both the counselors and also for the enlightens. And one of the things, especially as students right now, you're staying at home. We are staying at home for like 24 hours in front of the screen. We can't move anywhere, right? Yeah. So I think one of the questions that we really want to ask the counselor to actually handle it is how do we stay productive during this MCO period? Yeah. So maybe Mizah would like to share with us how can we actually stay productive during this MCO period?
Okay. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you to Mr. Vincent for inviting us in this platform. We are really looking forward to have platform that we can basically reach out to our student. So, um, it is not easy. I think it's not easy for anyone, especially during this so-called hard times, to basically give a call to a counselor to disclose our situation. So, by having this kind of platform, we can reach out as many as possible to basically share some tips or maybe insight in this. This is not teh tarik, right? This is iced tea
Stay
session, right?
eyes, stay eyes.
Teh ice, but we are puasa, so we cannot grab a glass
Oh,
of,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
of iced tea lah. Never mind. Nevertheless, we are happy that we can have. So, thanks to Gabriel to join this mid session as well as Nicholas as the moderator, and thanks to my colleague Miss Ayu in joining us together this afternoon. We plan to have another counselor from Sabijaya campus as well, Miss Janet. However, she cannot make it due to health issues. So only me and Miss Ayu would be available for this session. However, we are trying our best, and we can also invite another counsellor. One from Melaka campus is Kak Amal, and another one is from Johor campus, Miss Arina. So we also have another one in Johor campus for Faculty of Cinematic Arts student. So altogether we are 5. So uh, sorry moderator and Mr. Vincent, I'm taking opportunity to
No
Oh,
problem.
introduce
it's okay, Kak. I
It's
actually
okay.
our
forgot.
unit.
I forgot to put inside that one. So I thought I wanted to
No
say after
worries.
that.
I'll
Yeah.
do that. Okay. So 5 of us. One in Johor campus. 3 of us, including me myself in Melaka campus, and we have only one in Sabijaya campus for now. It's Miss Janet. Okay. Okay. So just to do some introduction of what exactly counseling, what we are doing. So first and foremost that we are basically a medium of helping in in a systematic way. So whenever that you think that you want to get help, okay, in any concern, okay, you can always reach out to the counselor. Okay. However, we are not the solution provider. Okay. Because we can't give you a solution because we are not in your position or situation. But we can always discuss what we can do about your situation. Right. So basically, that's the introduction of counseling. Back to Nicholas' question just now. How do we going to be stay productive
During
during this time of MCO? Correct?
yes, yes, that's the question.
Okay. So I think this is kind of hard time. I mean, everyone is struggling. Okay, because this is a new trend. This is a new norm. This is exactly um, never happened before. So to be in front of, like Nicholas said, to be in front of the screen almost 24 hours, because that's the only way. Either we get it information through a screen of television or through uh, internet at our laptop or handphone. So most of the time we are facing our screen. So I think a simple tips that came to my even to my own experience is that tablet or any PC, you can always monitor your screen time every week. So that could be a very simple tip that shares from my experience. But the important thing is to stay productive because of concern that what exactly what we can do, right? We are struggling to stay at home for 24 hours, 7 day weeks, right? So always sure that what exactly that you can do. For time being, you have your lectures and your lecture schedule. I mean, that's how you occupy. I mean, maybe from 8 to 5. But how about the rest? Because you are in the same surrounding or same atmosphere, right? So um, the basic thing is to know your environment. Okay, what you can do at home. Okay, um, what you can do at home as basically as to help yourself and also to help your others family members. Okay, so uh, I think we have been at home for more than 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months
Yeah.
about that.
So we already know every corners of the time that we have. Okay, so I think we are struggling a lot with our sleep pattern, right?
Yes,
Before
yes.
this, we perhaps for student, they let's say they have class at 8, they are surely struggling. You jump off your bed, you can go straightly to the screen and you can attend your class. So it's the new norms nowadays, right?
Yes,
Without
yes.
brushing your teeth phone,
Oh my
without
god.
taking bath phone.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Sikat rambut kan lagi. Kak Mizah, you're actually breaking a bit. Kak,
We already have a good, I mean, a good time to basically to adapt to the new lifestyle. Okay, but the things that makes different is I've seen by productive, right? So that word productive must be well defined from each and every. Yes, sorry, you can't hear me well, is it?
Yeah, Kamiza, actually a bit breaking. I think maybe because of the line, I guess. Yeah,
Hello
we
guys,
can hear you, but sometimes it's a bit breaking.
shall I proceed or wait? Can I proceed?
yes, Kak, you can proceed. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Is it lag?
How about you try and maybe speak, and then if anything goes wrong, we can let you know. But for now, it sounds a little bit clear. This now was a little bit laggy a bit, but now it sounds a little bit better. See, you can continue.
Ada dua Kak Miza. Kak Miza, the second one you need to unmute. I think you are using another device code. So Kak Miza, you need to unmute yourself first.
All right.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Now the
better.
problem is
Wow.
if I on microphone, then my video is turned off. Is it okay?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
it's
okay, okay, no
okay,
problem.
okay, no problem,
Okay.
Kak.
Okay. Okay. So, the one that I left just now is about definition of productivity. Is it
Yes.
clear?
Yeah, yes,
That's
it's clear,
that.
Kak.
Nah. So the one that I left a point is that how do you define the productivity itself? So if you say you are saying that your productivity is that mean you have 7 hours of sleep every day and you have productivity if you can attend all the classes as scheduled. Your productivity defined as you have 2 hours of every day to do your hobby. Then it how you define that productivity itself. Is Gabriel is here? Gabriel is here. Are you listening,
Uh,
Gabriel?
yes, it's reverse, Kak.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right, Gabriel, if you okay, would you share how do you define productivity?
In terms of my understanding as well as my point of view, I
Yeah.
define productivity is more to because some people's productivity defined as they must do a lot of work in one day or they need to completely fill their time. They cannot have free time. But for my perspective of view, or for my definition, I'll define it as in terms of productivity for me personally. I think that at least in a day you should do something instead of you just wasting of time. Because in terms of productivity, you have to do something, at least something in a day, such as maybe helping your parents doing the house chores, or maybe studying a bit or reflecting what the lecturer had taught in the classes, or maybe just do your simple assignment or all those case study as well. So at least you have something to do in terms of maybe hobbies or maybe just some reading books so that you don't waste your time just like that. So that's how I view productivity.
All right.
Yeah, all
Okay,
right.
great.
Thank you, Gabe.
Okay. Thank you, Gabriel.
No problem.
That's a good point of view. Okay. So the keyword shared by Gabriel just now on productivity is basically when you accomplish a kind of to-do list, right? Maybe perhaps you can jot down your to-do list every day. So that's how you define your productivity. So
Yes.
and Gabriel mentioned about accomplishing a task as much as you can in a day. So that could be your definition of productivity as well. So
Mm.
it's good that we open that definition
Hello, Kak Mizah, are you still there on the line?
depending on the individual. It could be um, it could be different from one another, but as a concern of a
Yes.
ni baru soalan pertama ni. We have a lot to go. Alright. Kak
Uh,
Ayu, anything
okay.
that you would like to
Thank you.
add?
Uh,
before we proceed to
I would like to.
Kak
I
Ayu.
would also like to ask Kak Ayu, how
Okay, okay.
productive
All
during
right.
MCO?
Okay. So I will try to add some information from Kak Mizah. Okay. So when we are talking about productive during MCO, so just now Gabriel shared about do any hobbies that you love, maybe gardening, singing, and everything that you love. So you can do it as long as you know that you use your time wisely. Okay. So maybe you also can manage your time by finish your homework and everything. Manage your time by plan and everything. Okay. Another thing that maybe you can do is about you maybe can enhance your skill by attend anything, any course. Okay, maybe we know that right now we are staying at home. Maybe somehow we have time to improve our skill, especially after this. Maybe our career would be different. So maybe you can enhance your skill by attending communication skill, anything that can upgrade yourself. Because of we are talking about quality of yourself as well. So maybe you can do that. So another thing is before you do anything. So for every day, a to-do list, like Kak Miza said just now, is very important for you to plan, and you must know your plan is for what. So if you have a very clear goal for you, so you can plan detailing, so you can apply it. So that how you can make sure that you're self productive for every day. So maybe before this we just sleep more sleep, and so right now, so maybe we can put something valuable in our life by planning something that really good can enhance your skills. That's all for me for terms productivity during this MCO.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Ayu. Yeah, so I would actually also like to add on, because when you say the word take your time wisely, it reminds me of something of productivity as well. So, productivity, there's a difference between movement and action. Yeah, so there may be times where we're actually thinking that we may be doing something that seems productive, but maybe in reality it's not. So, maybe for something for you to be listening, try to look through your day and see whether what are you actually doing is considered as movement action. So maybe that's something you guys can think about as well. Right. So moving on to the second question of today. So the second question that we actually received is just now that there's so much homework, and a lot of work, everything is online, everything is virtual. Most of the students now don't really have final examinations, but they have a lot of coursework. Make sure that they have like about 3 times more coursework, and some of them even have like individual reports, and it's a lot more work rather than you actually go into campus and have face-to-face classes. So the question that one of our um, viewers actually asking is that even though with so much work, how are we actually able to handle all this work? People who are actually like working out, how can they better manage their workload? Yeah. So maybe for this, we can have Kak Ayu to go first.
So your question is how we can handle our workload or what?
Yes, how to handle our workload. Yeah, since now it's just so much very different. So now the workload is like 3 times more and all that. So what will be your tips to actually handle this much homework load?
Okay, all right. So
Nicholas.
let me just
Sorry Kak Ayu. Nicholas, can we get Mr. Vincent to basically share first, because we are not that aware of how classes being conducted
Oh,
nowadays.
I see, I see. Yes.
As you mentioned, you have a lot of more on project and assignment. So could we have some
Mr.
input from
Vincent.
Mr. Vincent on
Yes, of
basically
course.
how online classes are, virtual classes?
Can no
Okay,
problem.
sure, 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 sure. Okay, okay. All right. So currently, most of the assessment, especially the final exam, the midterm test, that normally students will go to the exam hall or any exam venue to do the exam, right? So everything has changed into a project based or maybe a case study. So meaning that there is no more final exam, as in a paper final exam. So everything has been transformed into project based, most of it. So students are actually complaining that they are stressed because they have assignment, they have case study, they have quizzes. All right, they have like what Nick say, they have like twice or three times more project based. Like for example, my students this time they have two subjects, they are project based. So they feel that it's quite heavy for them and they do not know how to balance it. They do not know how to actually cope with it. So that's why the stress comes in. So because this is the first time for them also. So when there's too much load of project, I think their brain already going to a stage and very jam already. So too many things, a lot of things need to be researched, you know. So before this is that, okay, I do one assignment done, I just study for my final, that's all. But now there are like 2-3 projects at one time. So yeah, they are feeling very stressful currently. So that is why we try to actually help them, try to reach to them and at least give them some advice. How can they actually manage these workloads? Because they feel like it's quite stressful already because too many workload already. So yeah. Besides having their own housework that they have to do, the mother asks to tolong masak ke what ke, you know, all those kind of thing. Jaga anak kucing ke, you know. So so the stress is there, you know, the stress is there. So yeah, we don't want them to break down because there are 2 more SEMs to go, which is in virtual also. So we hope that this initial stage we still can give them some advice on how to manage and cope with those workload lah. So I hope that you guys can maybe give some advice to them.
Okay. All right. Uh, so I will answer first.
Can you?
Okay, all right. Okay, so when we're talking about this, how we can handle our stress, which is we have a lot of things to do. So what we have to do right now is the first thing is about your time management. How you can plan, how you can manage your time. So you must manage your time properly by like a to-do list for you. So this is for yourself to refer when you know that you already have a lot of work, but what you do not know is you just running a lot around in your mind because of you not list it. So you have to list down everything and then you can see how much work that you have to do and you must look at the due date. So from there actually you can check either which one is prioritized for you. So this is very important. This is very important for you right now. Okay. Another thing is uh, when you know how you can make a to-do list, you can manage your time properly. So you have to manage it by starting your work as early as you can. So maybe after this, you have to wake up early. So and then you can start your work, your homework by based on your prioritize your work, your first work. That's very important that you have to finish first. Okay. And another thing is when you start early, uh, during your class, you just focus in your class. And if you have anything that you don't understand, you just list down all the questions and then later you can ask. And also maybe you can through email, you ask your lecturer. So from there, so we know that right now maybe you got problem during class, maybe you don't understand. So maybe to list down all the questions is very important for you and like your lecturer also understand your situation. So I believe all the lecturers understand your situation and also I also understand most of the students' situation because uh, we also have to do homework and also we also have our housework too. So it's quite messy somehow, but it's okay. The point is we must manage our time. Okay, and then you must know the best time for you to study and do your work. So maybe early in the morning, before you start your class, maybe you can study first, or you just do any work that you have to do first, and then go back to your class. After your class, you take a good break, you rest, and then you continue back. After that, maybe at the night, so you must focus back your work. This is about your how you manage your time and you use your time wisely. Just now that I said to you. So this is how you can make yourself productive for every day. Okay? If you feel
Um,
stressed, when you put everything, a lot of things into your plan. So you must put something like hobbies. You must see, so maybe you can watch movies only for 50 minutes or 50 minutes and not more than 1 hour. So if not, you just you can focus. So it depends on you how you can manage it. Alright.
All right.
And then create your environment in study. Okay. So like as a worker, you also find the best place for you to study. So maybe you must find your personal space for you to study and focus. Alright. And number four, so maybe that you can do is you must stay connected with your friends. Okay. You manage yourself to talk to your friends and also you must discuss with your lecturer. So stay connected maybe through your WhatsApp group or maybe through your email and everything that if you don't understand anything when you do something and then suddenly you don't understand. So what you can do is you ask your friend and then again you list down all the questions that you don't understand and divide the task, divide the question and ask your friend to ask you. So it can reduce your burden actually. So the discussion and also divide task is very important for you. So must work hard and also work smart. So this is very important for you right now lah. I know that maybe some of you a lot of things to do, especially project. Somehow project need a lot of reading and on. So stay connected is very important. Okay. So maybe Kak Mizah may add something from this point.
Okay. So thank you, Kak Ayu. Is this that to summarize some of the thing? Um, because as we looking through the question first, we do not see any word of stress. So I think this is the question that related to stress lah. To basically to share to know what exactly stress all about. Okay, stress is our emotional state where we react to anything that happens surround us. So that's our reaction. Okay, a part of work, assignment, project, that our normal reaction, we're gonna be in a state of stress. So but bear in mind that there could be a positive side of it, where a pile of project, coursework, case studies, and etc. It gives you some more time to basically perform in your task compared to attending final exam. I mean, yeah, there's always pro and cons of anything. That's what I believe in.
Mm-hmm. True.
So if you say like you are prefer to attend your final exam, you also got stress to attend final exam, right? So I mean, adapting to new norms where we have to go to online, and it's impossible for us to conduct final exam through online. So we opt another way of giving you projects and assignment as well as coursework or case study. So in a way, perhaps you stress because of the timeline. Anyhow, you have more ample time to prepare and perform your job better in comparing with attending final exam.
All right.
So to set your mind right is also important things. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, it, yeah, Nicholas.
I see. Okay. Uh,
So it's important for us to set our mind right that this is not kind of punishment. This is how we kenapa bisa gelap? So it's like, I mean, it's important for us to set a right mindset that this is actually a way to help you. The university is helping you out to at least making sure that you be graduated on time. Okay.
Okay.
instead of having option to delay your timeline of studies, and also we prolong your period time of study.
True, true.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. Okay, thank you, Kak Mizah. How about we have a quick one from Gabriel. How do you actually handle your homework and all your reports and assignment? Maybe just a quick one, quick sharing from a student.
As a perspective of from student, because we do experience a lot of assignment in terms of project as well as group assignment. So in terms of that, I'll recommend that you can try to do those due date. You need to arrange your time wisely, like Kak you just now said. So you need to do those nearly due date, or you found it difficult to do it. So you need to do it upper hand. So you need to prepare early, everything prepare early, as well as a leader, you need to delegate the task to every member equally. So it will not burden you yourself only. So I guess that is much more important as a perspective of student.
See, all right, thank you, Gabe. Okay, so I actually agree with Kak Mizah and Gabriel as well. It's good to actually have a proper timetable, help to get a mindset, and actually all these type of things in order to help handle all the work you have. For example, maybe you can have your own timetable. You can print out all your assignments, the coursework, like what you get to need to do. If you actually see over here, I got everything from a daily schedule, from a class schedule. I have a lot of materials to help me, all the sticky notes, as you can see from Gabe as well. Yeah, all this type of small little things that can actually help you while handling your studies. So these are really good ways to help to make sure that you're always on track, you know. Yes. All right. So for the next question, all right, distractions. Now, since you're at home, right, got so many distractions. Maybe if you're a student, you got your siblings at the side over there. You got your parents watching TV at the side over here. You sit in the kitchen, got people cooking. I tell you, my favorite place to study is in the kitchen. But every time I go to the kitchen, got somebody cooking over there. So it's really and really irritating, you know, when you have all these type of distractions around. So one thing, some of us actually, we have no choice. We actually have to just go through this distraction. So the question that we actually have to ask is that how would you handle these type of distractions? If you can't get rid of it, what can you do to help minimize it? Maybe we can start from Mr. Vincent, maybe a short sharing.
But then about what?
Mr. Vincent, maybe you can share a short sharing of how to actually like eliminate these distractions. If you can't eliminate them completely, what can you do to eliminate them a bit? Yeah.
A bit. I think in student perspective, I feel that having your own space is very important. I feel the most distraction thing that can happen to a student is their mobile phone itself. Even even in physical class, mobile phone is the main distraction. Okay, so I always advise my student that this is virtual. I can't see you whether you're playing your phone or not, but it's your responsibility to actually attend fully the class. So normally what I will advise them is to make sure that their phone is not with them. All right. It's just an advice because I can't control them. I'm not there, to do that. So at least in class, I can make sure that the phone is not with them. But in virtual, I just always will advise that. So at least for that particular 2 hours of class, that 2 hours only, you just put your phone away from you, like far away, under the bed, in the toilet, in wherever that you can reach. You know, wait, if you are in your room, make sure that your phone is outside of your room, something like that. So for that 2 hours only, that is my advice to them normally. Because I can tell you, even I have this kind of disease, they call it, okay? Wherever there's a sound or vibration in your phone, you sure gata want to go and check, man. That's normal. A bit vibration, I want to check who liked my picture, those kind of things. So that is the biggest distraction that any human being can have, your phone. So we have to make sure that the phone is not, even when I give my lecture, I will make sure that my phone is far away because I have that tendency to even check also. So that disease, that penyakit, everybody I think in this world have. So to make sure that the little distraction can actually make you lose focus. Because I can assure you, once you check whoever like your Facebook, you will start scrolling everything. So small distraction will become a big distraction, then you won't focus in your class a bit. Then you'll be like literally gone from there. Then you take your phone, relax on your bed, then boom, tertidur sekali. So those kind of things. So make sure that the first thing, that the only thing that I want to advise students is make sure the distraction, which is your phone, this one, all right, please make sure that it is far away from you, just for that 2 hours. All right, just for that 2 hours, just to focus in your virtual class. That's all. All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Vincent. So you guys, as you heard what he said, take your telephone and throw into the toilet. All right. Okay. Moving on, how about Kak Mizah? Can you share with us just a short sharing of how to actually handle this type of distractions? Yes.
Okay.
Kak-
Right. So our third concern here is on distraction that
Yes.
happen because the struggle is that you are at home and you have to attend class. Okay. So I think Mr. Vincent already shared a package of distraction happen in his lecture. Um, so first thing first is to identify what is your distraction. What is distraction items to you? For example, Mr. Vincent mentioned about handphones. So you have to keep that away. But I think it's also because online, the student may go to online class by having their class on the handphone itself. Okay. So all the notification will pop up during the class. So maybe it is time for you to I mean
Throw inside
to
toilet.
off some of the to to off some of the notification while you are on the class, on even on the online class, right?
All
So
right.
first thing first is to identify what is your distraction items. Okay. um, Second thing is to know your surrounding. Okay. You have your schedule for classes and also your activity, home activity. So maybe by 8, let's say you have class at 8, and that's time also everyone just woke up and then home get noisy. So you know what to do. Okay. So if it's 9, you have class, and also that's when your mom is cooking at the kitchen. So you know that you don't have to go to kitchen for breakfast yet. Okay. So number 2 is basically to to list all the things that happen during your home activity as well as your class schedule. So make sure that you make it tally between these two. And the third one is that minimize it. Okay. Like Mr. Vincent mentioned about throwing the phone, then you go there as well lah. Right. No handphone, no line, Mr. Vincent. So the third thing is that you have to minimize it. You can't eliminate it. You that will be impossible to eliminate those distraction, but you can try to minimize. Okay. Perhaps you can't control your let's say you have adik-adik, your little brother at home, so you can basically control them at all time, but you can minimize it, right? So to have your personal space is very important in attending your class through online. That would be my 3 tips lah. Right?
Oh, all
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Kamiza. Okay. So when Kamiza say you have to have a perfect space and all that, this is absolutely true. So just to share with you all, so I'm sure almost every single student has done this since we implemented virtual learning. If you put on your phone, if you have an 8 o'clock class, it is most likely they will take their phone and then they go to their room and on their bed next to it, and then they listen to the lectures. And then at one point of time, I'm very sure you guys must have fallen asleep because this actually happened to me when we started. I tried it out, I tried it out and I say, yeah, what's the worst thing that can happen? Slowly, listen, slowly, half an hour into the class, I had to Tido for 2 hours. Finally, I've learned my lesson there. Do not have your classes inside your room. Definitely have a proper study space where you can have your own workflow with all your notes and everything in front of you and all that as well. All right. So, okay. So now it seems that it's we can go to the Q&A section. So, Mr. Vincent, is there any questions from your side over there?
So far, in Insta story, Insta live, no question yet.
No questions from there.
But
Wow.
one of my students actually recommended an app
Recommend.
called Forest, Forest, Forest. So these apps can prevent you playing your mobile phone. So how it works is these apps work like you set a time to plant a tree, but you can't look at other things. If you do, the tree will die and you need to plant the tree again. So I'm not sure what app is this, but it's like preventing you from looking at your phone. So if you look at your phone, the tree will mati, something like that. So the name of the app is Forest. So maybe you want to try code. I don't know. But like
Forest is Forest.
yeah,
Hutan.
Hutan.
Okay.
So yeah, very interesting. Thank you for the recommendation. But like what Mizah said is true. Some of my students actually do use their mobile phone to actually go through Google Meet for their class. So and yeah, their distraction will be the notification itself. So I think for the students who are hearing this at my Insta story, so what Mizah is suggesting is to actually off all the notifications so that it won't actually disturb you. All right, because it will be it could be very annoying for yourself also when you are focusing, learning it, all right, focusing, listening to your lecture, then suddenly ping pong, the notification come, huh? So it will be very annoying for you. So my advice is you just off all the notification lah.
Oh, all the notification come as machine gun. Tut, 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 tut. Okay.
You know.
Okay. So, all right. So I have actually a question that I would like to ask to the career counseling unit. So since the MCO has actually been implemented, and many people are actually staying at home. So other than handling, I would say this is a more serious note. Since a lot of students, we may not know actually if this is happening or not, but the cases of domestic violence during this MCO period has been rising quite a bit. Isn't that right, Mr. Vincent, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep. Based on
There's a
articles,
concern on that.
Yes, based on statistics. So I would like to actually ask some advice from the career counseling unit if there is actually students that are handling this sort of thing. Maybe Kak Ayu or Kak Mizah, can you share what can they actually do since they can't go anywhere, they can't run, they can't hide. You have to stay at home in compliance with the MCO. So what can they actually do in this type of situation?
All right. Okay, thank you, Vincent. It's a great, good concern, because it's just not talking lah. It's really happening that domestic violence raise during this MCO period. Okay, so definitely it's not an easy to reach out to them as well as for them to ask for helping hand. But it's simple as they have mobile phone, they can give a call to Talian Kasih 15999. So they can reach out the help from there. Okay, they can basically lodge a report through that Talian Kasih. Okay, and let's say they just want to talk about it, they can always ring to Befrienders. It's also hotline available. Okay, Befrienders either in Melaka, Kuala Lumpur. Basically, there's a Befrienders for every region. Okay, so let's say that you want you are having a serious in condition domestic violence, for instance, you can ring to Talian Kasih and lodge a report. Okay, while if you just want to have a talk, but you didn't think it's convenient for you to talk to your own very own counselor of MMU, you want to be keep as anonymous, then you can ring to befriend this. That would be the option.
See. All right. Thank you, Kak Mizah. Kak Ayu, how about maybe would you like to add on anything about this?
Just like Kak Miza, the most important thing is our neighbors or anyone that under domestic violence, we must call saling kasih and also link with befrienders. And let's say if we know that our neighbors got this problem, what we can do, we also can call for them. So we call for them and maybe we can be their listener and understand their situation, and also we refer their case to the right person. That's it for me.
All right. Thank you, Kak Ayu. So Mr. Vincent, it seems that we have like now it's 3:30. We're a little bit out of time already. Is that right?
Yeah, we have one more question. Last one from one of the students in my Insta. Right. So
Hey, it's already 1 hour.
yeah. Okay. So the question is, what is your suggestion for students who rely on lecturers' consultation hours to learn, and now they could not do so, especially for subjects like maths, accounts, and economics? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's that's more on, I mean, meeting face to face with the lecturer for a
mm,
consultation, right?
mm,
For that for that particular subject.
check.
Yeah. How do you write your formula in an email, right?
Okay. Yeah.
uh, it's best because we are not the subject matter expert on this. I think they can always consult their respective lecturers on what is the best way to basically overcome the concern on having specific consultation session during these online classes. Um, I believe and do hope that lecturers may suggest alternative on that particular concern.
Yeah, okay. My advice for the students out there, just to add on Kak Miza, so to all the students out there that is facing this same problem, which is you normally rely on the lecturer's consultation hours, right? For some particular subject like calculations subject. So my advice is just reach out to the lecturer and believe that they can actually find ways to help you. All right. Don't assume that they can't help you. They will actually help you. There's a lot of the lecturers are actually well equipped in knowledge, all right, on how to actually conduct those kind of subjects virtually. So I believe that they can actually help to solve your problem, but you need to reach out to them. Don't just assume that maybe they cannot help, those kind of thing. Just reach out to them. I believe that they will find their very best ways. All right, if they had to dig out every apps in the world to help you, they will do it. Trust me,
Yeah,
because
that's
I
the
will do that for
spirit,
my
Mr.
students
Vincent.
also. Because I will always do that for my students, and I believe that all the lecturers in MMU are willing to do that, to go the extra mile to help you. Because you want to show students that it's not the first time for you only; it's the first time for most of the lecturers also, even for me.
Yes, for us too.
Uh, so it's like everybody for first time, no, every single person in the
In the
university, maybe
world.
yeah, in the world, so we always try our best, and for lectures, I believe that most of the lecturers in MMU will go the extra mile to help you. So it
Yeah, it's
doesn't
just
matter
that
whether, yeah, what
you
kind,
have to share your concern.
yeah, you
So
have to
that
share.
then we know, because if not we are living in assumption world that we
Yes,
are doing okay, but we are not. So
correct.
let's not assume, but to share more.
Yeah. Because I know few lecturers that are teaching accounting and maths in the degree, they're willing to actually buy all those digital board where normally all those designer use one, just to conduct, to make sure that the students
Wow.
really can see what they are writing. And it's not cheap. It will be like 100 to 300 range, the better one will be like 300 to 400. So they're willing to actually spend the money, okay, to just use that. And maybe virtual learning will just last like until next year. Maybe after next year will be okay. So I don't know whether what is the use of that board anymore after that, but they are still willing to buy it and use it for the class. So that is how far they can go for you, but you need to reach that. And I believe, see, even for me, so I have a sticky whiteboard. Tak cukup duit nak beli digital board. So
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Is that whiteboard for
it's
your
a whiteboard.
lecture?
Whiteboard. I bought a sticker whiteboard to paste on my wall. So it works
Oh,
well. It works well too. So we will find all kinds of way to actually do it. We have to
yeah,
make
yeah,
it.
yeah.
We have to make sure that the learning process continues, and we want our students to learn. And like you say, you want them to graduate. It's not punishing them. It's we actually trying to help them. So that's why I always try to educate my students that this is not a punishment. Okay, this is trying to help you to just finish up everything. So we just put some effort, and we can succeed together. No problem. Because the challenges is not on them only, it's on us also. For me,
And
like I'm the person who like to see people's reaction when I teach. But this time, I cannot. I feel like I'm talking to the wall or to the laptop, so it feels so awkward. I don't feel, normal. Yeah. So yeah, it's a challenge for me also, and I believe that it's a challenge for the students also. So I think that we have to work together in this time so that we can succeed together lah. This is what I
Mr.
believe lah.
Vincent also go stress.
Huh? Sikit lah. Kadang-kadang very stress kan. Sebab tak dapat tengok budak, I sedih.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Vincent. All right. So definitely, it's a really difficult time for all of us in the world right now, especially like so many.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a new experience, and then as a student, I can relate with students on like how difficult it is, especially online learning. I go on my computer every single morning. Sometimes the information I don't get. Sometimes there's lag and all this type of thing, and maybe I can't even preview my screen. All this type of situations. So yeah, definitely I can understand your struggles as well as a student. But think of it in a more when you think of it in a more positive view. This is for the best lah. Not for ourselves, but for everybody else out there. The only way to actually eradicate this type of virus is that we actually stay at home, stay away from big crowds, and actually learn to how to support each other. You're not stuck at home. You're safe at home. Yeah. So that's one thing that you guys should actually maybe we can reflect upon in our time. And being stuck at home has its own benefits. It's actually this is probably the only time in your life or only time in your university. They say in university you can go and try as many things as possible. But now that you are stuck in your own home, you are actually given that opportunity where you can't run and actually learn to start something for yourself. Start to read that book that you always wanted to try. Start to get into exercises if you think that you're a little bit putting on weight. I also putting on weight a bit more. Start to do a YouTube channel, start to encourage people. These are really different times, and we really need to have the support of each and every one of us out there today. All right, so I would like to conclude with that. All right, so thank you for everyone who is joining in. I would like to thank the MMU Counseling Unit, Kak Mizah and Kak Ayu, and all the team of Enlighters for actually joining us today. Thank you for all our viewers for tuning in to the Google Meet and also on Mr. Vince's Instagram live over there. Okay, so one last thing before we actually conclude everything, and this is for the counselors at MMU Counseling Unit. If there are actually students that would like to reach out to the counseling unit, how can they do that? Yeah, so maybe you can share just for this last question.
Okay, for the student who has any concern that they want to reach us, so just email to us. So maybe they can like our Facebook page, and also from there also they can reach MMU Melaka, counselor MMU Melaka, and also email to us at nurhidayu.ahmad@mmu.edu.my or nuramizah at nuramizah.alasri at mmu.edu.my, and also Nurul Ahmal at mmu.edu.my. So maybe later we will share again in our Facebook, and they can reach also from there.
Say all right. Thank you, Kayu. All right. So if you are actually in MMU and you don't know where the counseling unit is, the counseling unit is actually at Plaza Siswa, on the top floor, the same level. Is that right, Kak Ayu? Yes. All right. So on your
Second
when you
floor. We are at the
oh, okay.
second floor.
The second floor, all right, it's just opposite that over there. So if you like to go and
Yeah.
see our inspiring Kak Ayu and Kak Mizah, you can drop by the career counseling unit when the campus is open again. All right. So once again, I would like to thank our guests today, Kak Mizah and Kak Ayu, for actually being here with us. I would like to thank all our learners for sharing a little bit of insight on how to handle uh, our studies during the MCO period, and I also like to thank to all our viewers for actually tuning in. All right. So stay safe and all the best handling your studies during this MCO. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you,
You are
everyone.
great as
Okay, thank you.
moderator. And I saw another one is Michelle with us today.
Yes, she just joined back. Correct.
So thank you. Oh, all right. So hi Michelle. Hi and bye bye. So thank you to Gabriel. And I think we just cover only not even half of the thing that we prepared earlier on.
Yes, yes.
So hopefully we can
Never
do
mind,
it
we will do
again.
a second round later.
Yeah,
Part two, part
excited.
two.
Part two, part two.
Part two.
When the message is full, we can go the whole day.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Vincent.
No
So
problem.
hope to
Thank
see
you.
you
Thank you.
again.
Sure,
All
sure,
right.
sure.
Take care, everyone. Stay
All
at
right. Thank
home. Stay
you.
safe. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kak Mizah. See you.
See you.
Take care.
Take
Take care.
care.
So you can off the recording already.
Sekejap,